In trade law, dumping occurs when a foreign producer sells a product in another country at a lower price than the producer sells the product in its home country. In Mid-Continent Nail Corporation versus United States, we'll see whether the Department of Commerce violated the Administrative Procedure Act when it repealed a dumping regulation without a notice and comment period. The Department of Commerce, a federal agency, which we'll refer to here as Commerce, calculated dumping margins by using an average-to-average, transaction-to-transaction, or average-to-transaction method. Under the Uruguay Round Agreements Act, which implemented the United States' responsibilities from an international trade treaty, Commerce implemented a regulation known as the limiting regulation. Under the limiting regulation, the average-to-transaction method would only be used in cases involving targeted dumping, or dumping that's targeted at a specific purchaser or region. Between 2007 and 2008, Commerce published 2 requests for comment seeking information on how to determine whether dumping is targeted dumping. The requests for comment didn't mention anything about repealing the regulation. Commerce ultimately repealed the limiting regulation in 2008. In 2011, Mid-Continent Nail Corporation filed a petition claiming that Precision Fasteners was selling imported steel nails in the United States at less than fair value. Commerce used the average-to-transaction method to calculate Precision's dumping margin because the limiting regulation had been repealed 3 years earlier. Commerce found that Precision engaged in targeted dumping and imposed a duty. Precision challenged Commerce's holding at the United States Court of International Trade, or Trade Court. Precision argued that Commerce's repeal of the limiting regulation was ineffective because Commerce didn't satisfy the Administrative Procedure Act's notice and comment requirement. Therefore, Precision claimed Commerce had to apply the limiting regulation. The Trade Court agreed and held that Commerce violated the Act and remanded the case back to Commerce. On remand, Commerce applied the limiting regulation and reduced Precision's duty to 0%. Mid-Continent appealed to the Trade Court, but the court affirmed. Mid-Continent appealed again, this time to the United States Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit.